Academy Wing Chun. Today I'm here with my esteemed colleagues and we are going to run through a demonstration and show you some of the things that we do. Hopefully it will pique your interest. This is one of the people who I train with on a daily basis.
Thanks, Simon. So hi everybody and thanks for coming. We're going to show you a bit of a demonstration of Wing Chun and Kali tonight. We're going to get to the action really quickly, but before we do that, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information so you know who we are, who Reading Academy, what Reading Academy is, and a bit more information on what Wing Chun is. So, Reading Academy was founded in 1992 by somebody called Master Loukas Kastrounis. Master Loukas has about 40 years experience in Wing Chun and martial arts, so a lot of experience. He was even awarded the Kung Fu Hall of Fame Achievement Award in 2003 for services to martial arts around the world. He's even an author, so he had a book come out last year called Wing Chun in Depth, Skills for Combat, Strategies for Life. He even won first prize at the American Annual Book Awards under the sports category, so it's quite a big deal. Master Loukas has even been on the BBC twice. He's appeared in lots of TV, film and radio productions, and you may have seen martial arts films. He's actually choreographed a lot of those moves himself as well. Now, Master Loukas was trained by a couple of people, Nino Bernardo and Wan Xiong. And you might not have heard of those guys, but in Wing Chun and martial arts circles, they're very famous. You may have heard of somebody called Ip Man, because there's a Netflix film franchise. There's about 7 or 8 films on Netflix about Ip Man. So Reading Academy has a direct lineage from Ip Man. And if you haven't heard of Ip Man, he was the foremost teacher of Bruce Lee, who I'm guessing most of you probably would have heard of. So a lot of people think Wing Chun is just a fighting system. And it is, it's a complete fighting system, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's actually a personal development tool for life. You know, we all have anxieties, fears, we all have to deal with stressful situations in life, with stressful people, and Wing Chun has a lot of psychological benefits as well as physical benefits that will help you through life. So it's great for increasing confidence, reducing stress, reducing anxiety, increasing focus, all those kind of things. So it's got a lot of benefits. And then of course on the physical side, it's good for physical fitness. It obviously teaches you fighting techniques, and it's good for things like body structure, body posture. And when you get later into life, it's got really seriously positive effects there. So the system itself comprises of 3 open hand forms. We're going to show you 2 of those today. The first form is Sulim Tao, which is a static form. The second form is called Chum Q, and that's a more dynamic form, which Martin's going to show you a bit later as well. And the third form, which we won't show you today, is a more advanced form called Buji, and that's a bit more of a free form. We've also got something called the Wooden Dummy, which you may have seen. That teaches additional techniques and also how to defeat much larger opponents. And then we've got 2 weapons forms, the long pole and the butterfly knives. And when you run through all of that, you complete the Wing Chun system for you.
So, a lot of the basis on our system is around about punches. Very simple. You wouldn't believe how difficult it can be. It takes a long time to understand your body, so it takes quite a while to be able to punch in a straight line. Perform straight punches. So, just to elaborate, there are many different experience levels here. You may or may not be able to see that. Jane, for instance, has only been with us for a few months. We've had a couple, Luke and Bruce have been here for a couple of years, and then Daniel and Martin, who've been there for 5 years now. As you can see, what we're trying to develop is structure. So have you noticed their feet? They're not pointing forwards, they're pointing inwards. Almost like a dog. And their knees are slightly bent. This is to help develop your body structure. We're trying to find our balance. People call it the horse stance. And you can, if you've ever ridden a horse, possibly, you know that there's a lot of things that you have to do with your legs to stay on the horse. So this helps build up the lower body, which allows your hands to be free. So if you look at Bruce and Jamie, they're really trying to punch in a straight line. That's it. Very simple. If you look at Martin in the corner, he's doing reverse punches. There's a reason why they're called reverse punches, because Martin's emphasis is on pulling back, not punching forward. I know that might sound counterintuitive, but this allows his hands to be light and free, which means if they're light and free, you go faster. So, now we have Daniel and Luke, who are now going to go through the first form. So, remember when Daniel was saying we have 3 forms? This is the first one. If the light and free, you go faster. So, now we have Daniel and Luke, who are now going to go through the first form. So, remember when Daniel was saying we have 3 forms? This is the first one. So, as you can see, the form again starts with this horse stance. So, trying to find perfect balance for our body, because everybody's body is different. Started off with opening with punches, like we've just seen. But what do you notice about their faces?
Well, it's not like looking at what they're actually doing. Like,
Good, good. Any more? Anybody notice? Yeah.
And then quite serious.
Quite serious, yeah. That could just be their faces. Any more? Do they look stressed?
No.
Right. They're very calm. This is one of the benefits of the first form. Not only are we training our balance and our posture, we're training our breathing, which helps relate into being calm. So they're not thinking about anything right now. They've been doing enough training that they know, their body knows what to do. So why do you think they're making these odd shapes with their hands? What do you think that would be?
Like stretch and
Good. Very good. Nonsense. So, each of these moves, believe it or not, is a form, you could describe it as a form of attack. The hands coming forward, like a punch. Imagine this is a multi-tool. Actually, what we're using to move the arm forward, even with our punches, is our elbow. Not our shoulders, not our fists, but the elbow. All the movement comes from here. Right? And to be able to do these moves, you actually end up stretching the tendons and the muscles. The muscles learn how to stretch, which gives you more mobility. So remember what Dan was saying, it's a good way of keeping the body fit and helping you into later age, for some, like some of us. Keeps you nice and stretched, flexible. The other thing you'll also notice, what's happening with one of their hands always? If one hand's going forward, what do you notice about the other one?
I'm just going to tuck away.
Right.
On the side.
Yeah. Do you think it's just sat there? Tucked away? Okay.
Isn't it like ready to just like some attack? Like,
Fantastic. Great answer. Yes. The other hand is what we call charged. Right? So even though one hand is coming forward and going through different motions, the other hand is always charged, ready to attack. So as you know with the punches, when we call reverse punches, one hand comes forward, one hand comes back. One hand goes forward, one hand comes back. Chain punches. And that's to help with smoothness Flow, again, that only comes about when you're nice and calm. How do you feel?
Relaxed.
How do you feel? Good.
We normally do this for longer though, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So depending on the experience, Daniel can elaborate this.
So for a beginner, we would expect that this is done every day, ideally for about 10 minutes. When you get to very advanced levels, like Master Loukas, they can do it for up to an hour. And it's very calming, it's almost like meditation.
So, one of the things that we're going to show?
Well, I think now we're on to Martin and the second floor.
Yes.
Yep. This is a bit more dynamic, so we'll need to get back.
Not that dynamic. So like again, like the first one that we saw, the beginning is very similar. All exactly the same, starts with the punch. Okay, so what do you notice between the difference between the first one and the second one?
Although the charge of the rules that it's not there as much, but it is still there.
Yeah. What do you notice about his body?
It's standing.
Yes. So, this is what we call a progression from the first one to the second one. If you think of the first one as our ABC, everything that we build words from the alphabet. So now Martin's using everything that he's learned in his structure and is now moving them to the best of his abilities and to what his body allows him to do. Again, does he look particularly stressed?
No.
Does he look calm? What's the other thing that's slightly different from the first one that we noticed?
He's moving.
Yep, so you have that?
He's not in his sports style.
No, but he is still some. So what he's trying to do is take his structure with him while he moves. He's also kicking. Now, there are kicks, believe it or not, in the first form, but you wouldn't necessarily see it. But this is where the kicks now apply. They become more active.